In this video, we take a look at the incredibly creepy suburban trains in Kharkiv in Ukraine. So, along to the main terminus station of the suburban trains and into the ticket office. And just look how Soviet this ticket office is. So, have my travels taken me too far? I am in a city in Ukraine that very few tourists go to. And I'm going on a suburban train into little villages that probably an English person has never visited. Nobody can speak English here. How am I going to get my ticket? Well, I tried choosing a random place on the map I thought suburban trains went to, showed it to a person at the ticket office, and they couldn't understand anything. Turns out not only can they not understand English, they can't even understand the Latin alphabet. So, have I gone too far into the middle of nowhere? Am I going to be able to do this? Well, I took a look at the map on the wall, which also looks very Soviet. Took a picture of a random destination on the map and showed the person at the ticket office counter the picture of a random place. And they said something to me along the lines of, no trains go there today. The suburban trains are incredibly infrequent. So I went back to a map and took a picture of another random location on the map. Went back to the ticket office counter, showed them a picture, and yes, trains do run to this destination. And I managed to buy a ticket. This ticket cost me in English money just 18 pence. That is cheap. So along to the suburban trains, and these trains look incredible. These trains look identical to the creepy suburban trains in Kiev, but unlike the ones in Kiev, which are actually fast, these ones are very, very slow. And the service here is so incredibly bad. The trains are so infrequent. So I get on this train, and the train did not disappoint. It is crazily creepy. Let's take a ride on it. Some stations are barely even a station. There's no building and platform that is barely even a platform. So coming out of Kharkiv, for the first 4 or so stations, the train only went 25 miles an hour. That is very slow. And after that, the train sped up to its highest speed of just 40 miles an hour. This is a very slow train, especially compared to one in Kiev, which sped up really fast to 60 miles an hour between stations. This one over in Kharkiv has very slow acceleration. to show you the toilet, which is something just out of this world. Just take a look at this. That is the toilet, and it stinks. I did want to use the toilet, but I was too scared to use this one just in case of splashback because there was some very stale looking poo in it, and it absolutely stunk of vodka piss, and that smell, you just can't get away from it in Kharkiv. That sort of stale vodka smell was everywhere, and the smell is quite a bit different to the smell you get in English pubs of sort of drunken person's beer piss. That has got a very different tang to it to vodka piss. So I carry on this train into the middle of nowhere, where probably no English person has ever been before. And some of the stations are very dark, very badly lit. And some stations have no lights at all. So, a bit further up the line, I decided to get off the train and go back into Kharkiv. I've got no idea if this is where I got a ticket to. I've long since lost track where my ticket was to. And here I am in the deepest, darkest Ukraine, in a very dark, creepy station with very bad lighting, where you can get a very nice, creepy view of the train leaving. I really am in the middle of nowhere now, and the entire journey here I did not see a train pass my train in the other direction. The service here is very infrequent, and I've got no idea when the next train back into Kharkiv is. There's no timetables anywhere. It's a little tiny dark station in the middle of nowhere, and the service is so infrequent I was starting to have thoughts along the lines of, is there even going to be a train back? Well, after an hour a few people turned up at the station, and the train did eventually arrive on the way back, and here's a very spooky scene of the train arriving. So let's get on the train back into Kharkiv. finally arrived back into Kharkiv, I noticed that at the end of the platforms, there was quite a lot of people walking down the train tracks, avoiding a ticket office and ticket barriers. It seems that a ticket price of 18 pence is too high for a lot of people here.
Ten razy to.